What is up, guys? It is finally night one of being home. We were in the hospital for like 2.5 weeks. We had gone in on like the 27th, 28th of October. So this Sunday would have been a full 3 weeks. It's been like 2 weeks and 3 days. He's doing good. He's basically, for those who haven't heard or whatever, there's a possibility that my son has cystic fibrosis. We didn't know at the time. The newborn screen that we had done didn't show it, so it wasn't like on our end. It was just like he was on the smaller end for a while. He was at like 11 pounds, but he hadn't doubled his birth weight. I don't think my daughter did either. They were just we just had small babies. They nursed very well. They had tongue ties. We got them released, but they just, didn't eat a whole lot. Didn't get a whole lot. So we started the same idea with my daughter until he started my son started expelling a lot of vomit and spitting up more excessively, right? Like newborns and babies will spit up pretty aggressively, but his was like the volume amount. But it only happened at about 3.5 to 4 months. He's almost 5 months now, so we were in there for so long. But he was almost at 3.5 to 4 months, and that's when it started happening. At one, I don't know the day. It was like a week and a half before we admitted him. So it was like we admitted him on the 27th. So not the Saturday right before, but the week prior to that, right? We noticed he was expelling an excessive amount of volume when he was eating. When he was nursing, when he would be bottle fed, no matter what, he was just spitting up a ton. So once we saw he started losing weight, he had lost like a pound. He had lost like a pound. We took him in. Actually, no, sorry. We tried to do slower, more frequent feeds. So keep the volume low to like half an ounce to an ounce every hour instead of doing like 2 to 3 ounces every 3 hours. We tried weighting the feed down by doing like oat cereal, like the baby oat cereal stuff you can mix in with the milk and whatnot. So that didn't help. Tried keeping them upright. Did all the things that they did in the hospital just at home, but we didn't have a way to control the variables as far as bed height, right? Keep it elevated during sleep, and making sure his temperature was right. Like we had a thermometer, or we had a one that you put on your head and something, and got a surface temperature for the body. Who knows how accurate they are though, right? I'm sure they're a couple degrees off, or a couple tenths of a degree off. Anyways. So we didn't have a way to control those variables. So once he had lost a little more weight, we took him in. He got down to 8.5 pounds or something like that. Pretty low for being 4 months, right? He'd only been basically a pound above his birth weight. Took him into the ER on that Sunday. They admitted us to the children's hospital, right? And then from there, it was a matter of trying to do scans. We were doing feedings. He was still spitting up and whatnot, so they put an NG tube in, which is a nasogastric tube. Basically, it goes from the nose down to your stomach. Put one of those in, and at a small rate, but again, his body, he just wouldn't hold it down, still spit up. So they have problems. They did an MRI scan, an echocardio scan, or X-ray. They did a GI, gastrointestinal, whatever, like your gut, your intestine scan. What else did they do? They did kidney scans. A pylorus issue, which is the most common issue for babies to spit up, is that there's a tiny little muscle from where your stomach dumps into your intestines. There's a little muscle that has to go through called the pylorus, and apparently that has issues draining. It'll cause reflux, but that wasn't an issue. And you guys know how I feel with MD world, right? Just a matter of all the X-rays and scans and blah blah. It was a lot to take in at first. and everything showed up negative. So when they noticed his weight wasn't doing well and his temperature was kind of fluctuating, they had this like air mattress that would go above him called a bear hugger. I forget the term what they use with whatever like medical term, but they call it a bear hugger. It was like a big air mattress that went above him, blew hot air on him. We weighed it down with some blankets, keep his temperature good. Because if you get too cold, he's using more energy to burn, right? So then eventually they put him into an NJ tube, which was basically they took it from the gastro into something. They put it a little bit farther down into his intestine. From there, he wasn't spitting up because they had bypassed where it would spit up anyways, just to get nutrients in him. And we were doing 2 to 3 oral feeds a day just through the bottle. And they gave us this little gel mix. It's literally called gel mix. Basically a tapioca starch with like a xanthan gum or some sort of gum. That's it, just starch and gum. Being a little bit thicker and heavier. Those went really well. That way, when he did have reflux or would have issues, basically, his issue with him being so weak, his esophagus doesn't close by itself. So when he drinks or whatever, it goes down the esophagus and then the stomach. But a lot of it still sits right at the very end of where his esophagus is and doesn't empty into the stomach completely at once. It kind of just sits there for a little bit. So the weight of feeds helped it stay down. So if he did have reflux, it would go up, and if he did have some come up, it would be like a minor amount, right? Sometimes some days were better than others. Like I said, we were there for 2.5 weeks. And some days were better than others, and we were doing a lot of feeds. So some feeds were better than others as far as if they stayed down, if he spit up a lot. Were they doing like were they every now and then they would have to come in and like check his temperature and change his diaper and all those other things, and like if I just fed him and they did that, right? Because I didn't have a note when they're gonna do that. It was over like 2 to 4 hours. So if they did that, when after I just fed him, he would spit up a ton. So yeah. So then they went from the NJ back to the NG because he was gaining weight, doing okay. Prematurely, if you ask me, I tried to fight back and say let's not do the NJ, and they kept saying, or not do the NG, and they kept saying that it's not physiologically correct. They should work on stomach issues, blah blah. They put it back to the NG, and he plummeted. Weight went down, everything, spitting up all the time. Like we were still doing oral feeds with the NG, so his stomach was just completely full all the time, and he just was a mess. It was a mess, dude. It was such a mess. So then we went back to the NJ. I fought pretty hard, got back to the NJ, and then he started gaining back weight. So in the 2 weeks that were there, he had lost enough, gained enough, lost some, and then gained some. Where he's like, like 10 grams, 15 grams above where he was when he first went in there. But it's only up and up. He's gained like 2 grams. Like 2 full. Sorry, not 2. Like 20 to 30 grams, which would be like 30 grams is an ounce. So you get like 10 ounces. So you gain like close to half a pound, almost a pound. And it's really there. But like I said, now we're at home. We have all the training. I got all those meds. I got the feeds. Like so, right now we're having to do vitamins A, D, E, and K once a day. I do his electrolytes were all over the freaking place. So because his body is having hard time keeping all the nutrients in, so his kidneys are keeping all the nutrients in, all the electrolytes. So he's doing A, D, E, and K. He's doing potassium chloride twice a day. Those go straight into the tube. I have a tube where it has like 2 slots, so one can continuously feed them, and the other one is where I put the meds in. And then he's on with his feeds, with his milk, with the breast milk, we're fortifying it with some formula to give it a little bit extra calorie boost. So they had us figure out, they had the training on us to figure out the ratios we need to make for our daily batches. We make a daily batch of like 500 milliliters. That goes the whole day. They put him on a couple enzymes. because like I said, they're working diagnosis that he has cystic fibrosis. So they put him on an enzyme to help with his pancreas digest things and absorb things, and they also put him on a Octagol, or that's the term I remember. It's like uridiol, I forget, but look it up. It's like it's a liver one, because his liver looks like it has a bunch of sludge in there, basically. You don't want to have we don't want to get gallbladder stones or stuff like that. Cystic fibrosis is a diagnosis that affects multiple organs. It can affect your pulmonary, which is your lungs. It can affect your pancreas, your liver, your kidneys, a bunch of things. So, again, they showed his kidneys were fine because they were holding the electrolytes onto him. They weren't secreting anything. They weren't so good. So far, so good. They did a couple of enzyme tests for his pancreas, and that looked okay. Looked good. They came back positive, or negative. So they don't suspect it's pancreas, but only one enzyme, right? There's a bunch of enzymes in there, so they still had suspicion that it might be a pancreas issue. So it won't hurt them. So they're adding on enzyme there. And that's it. And the other one was because his liver did for sure look like it has some sludgy material in there, and it's basically CF has it's like a multitude of all the organs, but it's basically a bunch of like mucus and stuff that gunks up your organs. So his liver had a bunch of like sludge looking material in there that had a lot of thickening of the wall. So the Actigol helps to thin that down, help secrete the bile out of the liver a little bit better. And that's it. So those three are the things they give to him daily. They give the vitamins once a day, the potassium chloride electrolytes, as well as the Actigol liver medication twice a day. Otherwise, it's on a continuous feed. Right now, he has the NJ tube still in him as we speak in my bedroom. He's in the crib. We have a wedge pillow, keep him elevated. Blankets go lower. They send us home with a stand. You see in hospital shows and movies, right? When people are walking around with those 5-wheel prong sticks with all their bags hanging up, and whatnot, like sailing bags and all that shit. Yeah, we have one of those too. So we got one with the milk feed. So it's continuing, and they tell us they train us on how to use the machine and whatnot. So we're doing it now. So I just changed it before I came out here. So yeah, so we're doing a continuous feed. Still doing oral feeds twice a day. We're doing weight checks twice a week with pediatrician one, and they have these home care health nurses come in. So we got discharged. There was a couple things we did. We had to have a pediatrician. We never had one before. We didn't have one with my daughter. Still don't. So that was one of the things we had to have. We had to get set up with it's called Relizor. That's a pancreas enzyme. So had to have some set up with that with whatever company that's in that out. Had to have winter follow-up appointments scheduled for dietitian stuff, so we can hopefully increase his feed over the next few weeks. Realistically, it might be a couple months with him on the tube, which will suck, but it is what it is. So yeah, man, just a whole bunch of stuff. So it's gonna be kind of chaotic. I'm gonna still do my push-ups daily because I can at least get those in. I'm gonna try to work out daily, depending on how much sleep and how tired we are, and all that stuff. But I should still be able to get a workout in. I may not do the full hour and a half workout that I was doing. I may just bump it down to 30 minutes, go pretty hard, call it good. Because his feed has to be changed every 4 hours, the bag and the tube. So the most we could get would be, we can switch off nights of getting 8 hours sleep, but I think we're gonna do 4 shifts. So at what time? It was 9. I switched it. So at 1, switch it again. Then we'll be able to sleep at 5. We'll switch it again, and then start over tomorrow. So night 1 down. It just feels great to be out of there, man. Yeah. But thank you all for keeping in and keeping in tune with me. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions about how it went, any questions about his condition, anything like that, or just questions about cystic fibrosis, or how do you test for kids and all this other stuff, or what do you look for, let me know. and I will be glad to talk about it. So, in the meantime, it's enough talking. Let's get this push-up done real quick, and then we are going to get to bed for at least 3 hours until the steam turns off. So, like I said, with him sleeping so well, we should realistically be able to like change the bag at like 1, and he should still sleep through it. So we should basically be able to get like not an uninterrupted full night's sleep, but definitely still like a 7 to 8 hour sleep as long as he sleeps with it. Which the hospital he slept through all the nights. He would sleep from like 9 to 4 or something like that. So, which is good. That's what they should. At 4 months, they should be sleeping like 7 8 hours a night. They should be sleeping at night. So, yeah, we have a heater in the room too. Make sure it stays warm. Bumped the house up to like 78, so we were roasting in there. But he has to keep his temperature up, so the temperature has to maintain. So, do the best you can there, and yeah, let's get these push-ups done and go to bed. We're gonna try to go back to the original routine we did. Oh, I know I missed a max of like 3 days while they're in there. I tried to, for the most part, do it every day. Some days I was just exhausted from really not getting any sleep with them and whatnot. So the plan is when we get a chance to upload those videos that we have a few more from the last time I uploaded, saved. So when I finally get them uploaded and I have time, we're going to take a look, see how many days for sure we missed, right? Just count how many videos I posted versus how long we were in the hospital. And then we'll make up those days too, over however many days. We'll do like an extra like 10, let's say we missed 3 days for 300, we can do an extra like 10 a day for a month, right? Something like that. So, or do an extra like, 20, 30, whatever it is. So, I would say even like do an extra 100, just make it up, just do a couple of big days. But again, we're playing it by ear. We're seeing how we feel, and yeah. Sorry for chatting your ear out for 15 minutes, but let's do these push-ups, and that's it. Go to sleep. So. Whew. It has been a day, dude. It has been a day. I'm gonna stretch real quick. Oh. All right. Oh. We're exhausted. When we were in there, we did get free food. So I didn't eat any shit. I mean, we ate some chicken nuggets and stuff like that, every now and then. But for the most part, I ate a lot of omelets and chicken and rice, or like teriyaki chicken and rice. So try to stay away from the quesadillas, the fried food, the hamburgers and chicken, all that stuff. Try to eat better, but we just ate a good volume, right? So I started ordering like 1 omelet over 2. So yeah, I think we definitely gained like too much weight while we're in there. So the plan is to really hop back on the diet pretty hard. Again, if you don't diet, if you're in a stressful situation like we are, if you're an emotional eater like me, you're going to tend to eat more. So you give it a couple days, get into a flow, get into a rhythm, and then I do want to diet pretty hard. I do want to go pretty hard on my diet. So Oh, I'm excited to work out again now, man, because it's been a weird feeling not going to work out. What we're in, I was trying to get at least my steps in, so I walk around the hospital a bunch, inside and out. I didn't do a whole lot of like squats or like home workouts into the room because it wasn't quite a lot of room. And then my nurse coming and going. I don't want to be too loud because he was sleeping a lot of times. So at night when we would be able to work out, he was sleeping. So definitely feel like I would say like out of shape, right? It was still in good shape. I would just say definitely feel like what's the word? He's just tired. So hopefully I'll get some decent sleep since he's sleeping in her own bed tonight. That'll be nice. And again, probably no tricep push-ups because I hate him in this garage. I was in this lip, I think. So, let's see. Maybe not. We can do it. We'll keep this down here for the next one. Oh man. What a freaking month, dude. Oh my gosh. That's why we felt sore, man, because like before we left, we said we were at least 10 of those in a row, man, but now we're just weak. That's what we're looking for. We're feeling very weak. I wasn't just bad up tonight. There was so much going on today with releasing and then getting home, and thought I wanted to play. It'd be crazy. Yeah, it is going to be crazy. So again, with these push-ups, most likely going to be doing pretty late at night. So it'll be a lot of garage push-ups, which y'all know me. I just feel better doing outside, but well, somebody should get some sunshine, like go out daily, just walk around the house, walk around like the backyard and stuff, and then hopefully get on some walks here soon. My neighbors came out and blew my sprinklers out, and then mowed the lawn for me, which also blew my leaves out. Great neighbors. Except my gate is now broken. It works, the lock works, it's just the wood is like overlapping. You gotta like move the board to close it. It's a whole process. So wasn't broken when I left, but again, neighbors are trying to be neighborly, so things are gonna happen. It's not the end of the world. I mean, you're not gonna kill us, so it's okay. It's okay. There's bigger things to worry about, brothers. Maybe next time, bring both masks because that one's definitely stretching a little too much. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some like HIIT workouts or whatever for the last for a little bit, or we're doing like 3 sets of 3 exercises. Like for our chest and back there, we would do like bench incline flies. Stick to just the 3 sets. I do 1 set of back, whether it be rows or pull-ups or whatever. Which don't forget, I will do those pull-ups. I will make up the ones. Then we have put them up on a daily whenever we did lose a few sets, but most everyone's been staying pretty loyal, so I think we have a good like 5 to 7 to do. So we will definitely do those all at once to make up for it. And yeah. See you tomorrow. Hopefully we can get our first workout in. Till then,